Hello to my fellow survivors. How are you guys doing today? Well, tonight, this evening, welcome to another episode of Just Breathe Oracles. And today I am going to be doing something that it's different, but it's not that different because I have done it before on this channel. But we're going to do a crime chat today. And we are going to tap into the energy of a woman by the name of Elizabeth Siders. Her and her family story has been going viral all over the web because she had 16 children living in a they found her 16 children in a 12 by, I think it says 12 by 12 or something bedroom. And these kids were living in complete squalor and complete filth. And they were not enrolled in school. And it was just a very interesting case to me. It was very unique. I think what made it so unique is the amount of children that this woman had. And yeah, it was just very, very crazy. So we're going to tap into the energy of Elizabeth. Elizabeth is not the only person that is being prosecuted in this case, but you know me, when I do my crime chats, I like to tap into the energy of, usually I like to tap into the energy of the feminine, like the feminine energy, like, you know, what the feminine was going through. Why did this happen? What was going on in her mental state, you know? And to be honest with you, when I look at Elizabeth, I know, you know, she's in jail or whatever. And I honestly see a woman that was going through a lot. She just looked like she had a lot going on. And I know what I'm about to say, people may disagree with me, but I did not see evil when I looked at her. I seen overwhelmed. I seen completely out of it. And lost. That's what I seen when I seen those pictures of Elizabeth. I'm not going to say what happened to what happened with her family. Her 16 children was wrong. I'm not going to say. I'm not saying the way that she had her 16 children living was right. I'm not saying that, but when I look at the woman, I see a woman that was in a very bad space in her life. So I want to just tap into the energy of this woman, Elizabeth Siders, and I want to know, how did it get this bad, and why did she birth so many children, and why did her home, her living situation, how did it become so bad? I seen pictures of the home. It definitely looked like a home that you would see in the show Hoarders. I don't know if anybody ever seen that show Hoarders. I love that show. It's a great show. It's very interesting, the show. It looked like one of those homes that you will see in Hoarders. There was one bathroom for 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there was one bathroom that's 20 people shared. So I could only imagine the human body waste that they found in the home. Because to me, I think it may be a little impossible for 20 people to share one bedroom. There was trash everywhere. There was roaches everywhere. Um, it was a very, very, very horrible scene. That the cops said that they've never seen anything like it. They also said that they have witnessed animals being kept in better conditions than the children. And when the cops showed up to the house, they found 16 children, all of the children in one bedroom. And they said that the bedroom was completely trashed. They described it as living in squalor, I think they said. And when I seen pictures of the home, it was very, I couldn't imagine 16 children. But I really want to tap into Elizabeth's energy, and I wanted to see what was going on with Elizabeth and how did it get this bad, you know? And if you guys didn't hear about the story, it's all over the internet. It's going viral. All you have to do is type in House of Horrors, and you're gonna see 4 adults pop up on the screen. These adults they look pretty bad. They look like characters out of a horror movie. They really do. They look really bad. So you can tell these people, they don't seem like they were all the way there. Um, Elizabeth, her husband Gary, um, the children's grandmother, I think her name was Elizabeth. Was it Elizabeth? No, I'm sorry. I think it was Christina something. We're tapping into the energy of Elizabeth. I'm sorry. And then the grandfather, Gary Sr., who actually got bailed out of jail because he had a serious medical condition. And they're also um, wondering if the grandfather is even competent enough. So, yeah. Hope that makes sense. But let's tap into Elizabeth energy now that I gave you guys a little insight of exactly who she is and what she's going through and what happened. Okay, so let's tap into her energy. We're not going to take any reversals today. And I'm trying to say exactly what I want to tap in first because I really want to dive deep into her as a person. So, most of God, Holy Spirit, guys. At first, I would like to tap into Elizabeth's relationship with her husband Gary. Um, what kind of relationship did these people have? So, you guys, I do have the Hidden Truth deck. No, it's called the Truth Oracle deck. We're going to use that as well. We're not going to use that right now, but we are going to be using that in this video sometime. But right now, I'm just going to use my favorite Oracle deck, okay? Okay, so Most High God, Holy Spirit, guys. What was Elizabeth and Gary's relationship like? Okay, I flipped right out. Conflict, okay. Clashing differences in, okay. So I don't think they were, okay, so pretty much the card is saying that they weren't not compatible. There were a lot of differences and they clashed a lot. Okay. Whoa, you guys, there's a lot of things coming to my head. Okay, so I feel like Elizabeth tried to be a loving mother to these children. Um, I just see in my head a lady that is very sad. It's just her face with those red, she had like if you look at her eyes, it's very red around her eyes. I just see that. I see a woman that's crying inside. So I think they had a lot of differences with the parenting. Most High God, Holy Spirit, guys, what else could you tell me about Elizabeth and Gary's relationship? Okay. So Harmony came out, and this card is not even supposed to be in this deck. And I said I wasn't taking reversals, but I think I am going to take the reversals with this card because Harmony came out in reverse. So it says tension or misunderstanding is causing disharmony in your relationship, leading to stress and conflict. They clashed a lot. There wasn't a lot of harmony. Like they didn't have a lot of good times together. Yeah, they clashed a lot. Most like God, Holy Spirit, guys. Why did they clash? Why did Gary and Elizabeth clash? Okay, so we have two cards that pop out, you guys. Silence, frozen, no words, stonewall, shock, sudden change, shocking news. Okay, so you guys, what I got is that Gary shut down on her a lot, and it would be very surprising. Surprised. I think he was the type of person that breadcrumbed her. I think he will show her love and then take it away. Show her love and then take it away. Um, I think he would. He would. I'm so sorry, you guys. He would. What I'm getting is a man that would pour love into her, make her feel really good, and make her feel like things are gonna get better, and and then he would take it away, and she would be left in shock. And this really messed with her mental state, you guys. This really messed with her mental state. First, I got Holy Spirit, guys. What else could you tell me about Gary and Elizabeth's relationship? What else could you tell me about Gary and Elizabeth? Okay. Death came out. The relationship. Okay, whoa. It says the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform. What's dead is dead. Okay, so there was no growth in this relationship. The relationship was pretty much over. But these people managed to have 16 children together, which is very strange. So what I'm getting is Elizabeth felt trapped in this relationship. I don't really feel like felt like she had any choice but to be there simply because of the children. I mean, that's a lot of kids to just up and pack and go. Um, the relationship definitely wasn't growing. Most like God, Holy Spirit, guys, why did Elizabeth have all these children? I'm just gonna ask that. Most like God, Holy Spirit, guys, why did Elizabeth have all these kids? Why did she have all these kids, God? Most like God, Holy Spirit, guys, why did Elizabeth have all these kids? Okay. Girl with the snake, charmed or used, enable boundaries. Even though it says girl with the snake, you guys, I'm getting that yeah, like I just said, he was a breadcrumber. Gary was a breadcrumber. I think. Let me pull one more. Most High God, Holy Spirit, guys, could you give me a little bit more on why Elizabeth decided to have all these children? Yeah, so the masculine energy came out. It was him. It had a lot to do with Gary. Yeah, masculine, toxic masculinity, and I had a feeling that that's what was going on, you guys. I think she was forced to be in a submissive kind of energy. Um, I think her having children, when she would be pregnant, he would be very nice to her. Um, for some reason, I'm getting that she was made to believe that God was blessing them and that her relationship would get better with all these kids. Um, but it had to do a lot with her husband, Gary. It had, yes, okay. A few more cards popped out, you guys. Let me see what it is. Reminiscing, making memories. Something about her being pregnant made her feel good. I think maybe Gary was nice to her when she was pregnant. I think when she's pregnant, that's when she um, gets the most kindness out of him. Yeah, you guys. And then date came out. Get back out there, meeting someone new, setting a date online, and even though it says all that, I'm not really getting that she was dating or any of that. What I'm getting is that when she was pregnant, that's when she would get a loving side from him. Let me see. Boundaries, no drawing the line enough. Yeah, he really didn't respect her boundaries at all. I feel like she was made to believe in this relationship that she really did not have a choice but to have these children. Um, Maybe intimacy is the only thing that made I'm getting intimacy was the only thing that maybe brought these two together. I don't know. But he was definitely overstepping her boundaries. Let me see. Or maybe he didn't want her to maybe he didn't want her to have any boundaries. Maybe he what I'm getting now is that when Elizabeth came up pregnant, I think he felt like, yeah, I got you. Like you're not going anywhere. Where could you possibly go with all these children? And I think she just kind of dealt with it, you guys. She just kind of dealt with it. I felt like she had no choice. Like, and yeah, that's what I'm getting. So I'm gonna get into how Elizabeth felt about her children and motherhood, and I'm gonna change the deck. Okay. Most High God, Holy Spirit guides. How did Elizabeth feel about her children and motherhood? Let's just say motherhood. How did Elizabeth feel about motherhood? Okay, so we got a few that fell out, you guys. These are some interesting cards. Okay, so I got Detective came out. Sneaky. So Detective came out, and also Sneaky Link came out with that, and I asked how does she feel about her children. I think as she kept having children, she felt like she okay. So maybe that's why the children weren't enrolled in school. I think she did feel like she had to hide them. She felt like she had to hide them. She felt like she was being watched. So maybe that's why nobody really seen the children. That's why nobody. It's very weird because 16 kids is a lot of kids to hide, and people that lived in the county and their neighbors said that they didn't even know that these people had children. They didn't see any children, and Elizabeth had young kids. They said that all the kids were from 1 all the way to 18, which means that there are a lot of small kids involved in this. Small kids are loud, they want to play. Um, so the family felt like they had to hide these kids. Okay. Yeah. And the reason why I think Sneaky Link came out because it says hidden lover, low key situationship, side piece. But what I'm getting from that is that her kids was like a relationship. Let me explain it to you guys. So you know how when someone has a lover that they try to hide, her kids was like her hidden lover. I think she loved her children, but for some reason, and I don't think it was just Elizabeth. I think it was the 4 adults in this situation felt like they had to hide these kids. Maybe it was because their living situation. Maybe it was because the kids they weren't able to keep the kids clean. I'm sure the kids probably didn't look kept, and I think they knew that this was wrong, but they chose to hide the kids. Yeah, these people chose to hide the kids. Yeah. Okay. That's what I got from that, you guys. Okay, Most High God, Holy Spirit, guys, why did Elizabeth choose to hide her children? I'm getting that it was because that they had a hard. I'm getting that she had a hard time keeping the kids, just groomed and things like that. I feel like maybe they probably. I mean, if you look at the home, it was pretty obvious that hygiene wasn't really there. It's pretty obvious that the kids probably didn't look the best, and the cops did say that they've never seen anything like it. They described it as kids in Africa with the flies, and when you used to see those. I don't know if they still have those commercials on, but when you see those kids in Africa and they be having the flies on them, they described the kids looking like that. They said they've never seen anything like it. Yeah, you guys, it's crazy. Um. So, Most High God, Holy Spirit, guys, why did Elizabeth choose to hide her children? Let's see what the cards is gonna say about it. Let's get a little deeper into it, though. Why did she choose to hide her children? Okay, let's see what this is. Phoenix came out. It says new phase and rekindle, renew growth, changed mind, rise from ashes. What I'm getting, I think Elizabeth wanted to change it. I think in the back of her mind, it was a situation that would get better. I don't know if maybe they had. I'm sure they had many issues. I mean, if you look at the story, you guys, it was obvious that these people were very unfortunate and very, very poor. But I think she had hope that it would change. I think she had hope that her living situation with her children would get better. I'm just getting hope from this card. Okay, let's pull another one on that. Why did she choose to hide her children? Okay, Red and Rings came out, and you know what's crazy, you guys, is because this card was in my head, and I knew it was gonna come out. But union and marriage, soul connection, everlasting love, devotion. I think in her mind, I think she knew that they would probably be taken away from her if people seen them. And let me see, you guys. What I'm getting is I felt like in her head she was also saving her marriage by hiding these kids. I don't know. That's weird. let's get more into it. How did Elizabeth really feel about her marriage? Most High God, Holy Spirit, guys. Well, let's just say Gary. How did Elizabeth really feel about her marriage to Gary? Okay. Okay. She felt like she wanted to heal it because emotional healing came out. And even though I kind of felt like it wanted to come out, it came out kind of like sideways. You are healing from past emotional wounds, recovering your. I think she did want to heal the issues. I think Gary was just very. Okay, so let me just say this because I have experience being gaslit, and when you're being gaslit and breadcrumbed, you're always longing for the love that you feel. How can I explain this? You always feel like you're gonna eventually get it. You feel like you're gonna eventually get that love that you're waiting for. It keeps you waiting. So I feel like Gary kept her waiting for affection, or maybe that's why these people had a lot of kids, because I think when they finally laid down and was affectionate with each other, she felt a sense of relief. I think that's what made her feel like, okay, my husband loves me. um he just kept her waiting for affection a lot. And I think she really wanted, she was waiting, she just kept waiting for it to be better, waiting to be better. It's like even when it came to the situation with their living situation, she was just waiting, waiting, waiting. Maybe Gary told her, it's going to get better. We're going to move. We're going to get out of this. Everything's going to get better. Maybe he told her, I'm going to get a better job. Or it was just something like something kept her waiting. Like I feel like she was waiting for this situation to get better. But it didn't get better. It crumbled. It crumbled down. They're literally in prison. Well, not in prison, but they're probably gonna go to prison. Um, Let me see what that says. Receipts, evidence, guilty as charged, exposed. Um, to be honest with you, energy of maybe Gary seeked other feminine energy because that energy is coming out. Yeah, he also was the kind of guy to flirt with other women. To be honest with you, I did read that the reason why the cops showed up anyway, it wasn't for a check of the children. It was for a warrant against Gary because he had an indecent exposure charge. So I don't know if maybe this. Let's get. I really don't want to tap into Gary's energy because this is Elizabeth's reading, but it says evidence. I'm getting that maybe this man seeked other feminine energy. Maybe this man just was. Maybe he was just like one of them guys that did weird stuff online. Because now I'm getting maybe he did weird things online. That's also coming in. Let me see. We're gonna tap into Gary a little bit, you guys, because now I'm curious. Most High God, Holy Spirit, guys, can I get Gary's energy, please? How did Gary feel about his marriage? How did Gary feel about his marriage? Okay. Lust, greed, bareback, inconsiderate. Yeah, I feel like Gary was very lustful. Yeah, I'm trying not to say the word perv, but I'm getting maybe a little perverted, you guys. I don't even know if I can say that word on YouTube. I don't know. But I'm getting, he just had a very lustful energy. He did marry her at 15. Um, yeah. I'm not getting a good energy from Gary at all. It's becoming a little weird. Let me give one more though. Yeah, and lust is right underneath boundaries. I don't think he had a lot of boundaries with her. I think he made her do things that she didn't want to do when it came to sex. I think he was just a weirdo. I'm getting weirdo. Let me pull one more on him though, you guys. Most I got Holy Spirit, guys. Can I get one more about Gary and how he felt about his marriage? Before I say this, you guys, before I go into this, I just want to say I'm really getting. I'm gonna just say it because I can't help. I'm an empath and I'm a compassionate person. I feel a lot of I don't want to. Is it compassion? I'm not, it's not compassion. It's empathy. I feel a lot of empathy for Elizabeth. I think first off, she got married very young. I think she was manipulated um, by her husband Gary. I think she was in over her head, and she got herself into a situation that she really just couldn't get out of. And I understand what how she had her children living was completely wrong, unacceptable on every uh, on every level. But I can't help that I am an empathic person, and I actually can see, you know, I have compassion for people with mental issues, people that go through it mentally. I have compassion for people like that. So, um, I just feel like this woman was in over her head in this situation. I really do. Okay, I don't really want to tap into Gary. Like I said, he just no. We're just gonna tap into Elizabeth and see exactly what's going on with Elizabeth. I don't really want to tap into Gary. He just wasn't a very good guy. He just wasn't. Alrighty. Um, so let's tap into the kids a little bit, you guys. Let's tap into this to the kids. Were these kids loved? I'm gonna ask that and see what comes out. Most High God, Holy Spirit, guys, was these children loved? Were these kids loved? Okay, so two popped out. Let's see what this is. So change came out. Major changes are approaching in your life. And that popped out on top of okay, let me see this. So change came out. So change came out and trust in reverse came out. And some of these cards are not even supposed to be in this deck, but I'm gonna take them because they came out. Um Something has to truly change in these people's lives. It's a lot of changes that have to take place. Is there a lot of it says a lot of hidden emotions. I'm gonna ask again. We're gonna ask what the truth. So now we're gonna get our truth oracle, and we're gonna ask are the kids were the kids loved with our truth oracle. Most of God, Holy Spirit guides, were these children loved? Okay. Okay. Snake came out. Lie, poison, fertility came out. Wow. So I don't want to say they weren't loved, but I think they definitely were birthed with ill intention. I think pregnancy was being used as a weapon in this relationship. So they weren't conceived with two people married and in love, and they were conceived with conflict. They were conceived with games and manipulation. Um, yeah, there's like in this card, there's like a big snake lying on the floor, an empty house. This house looks very haunted. The house in this card. I think I don't want to say no, but the energy is just. Let me see. Yeah, you guys. I just feel like Gary got this girl pregnant a lot to control her, to keep her bound. So once the children were there, I just feel like they were just there. They were there because the adults in the situation played a lot of games with each other. Yeah, it wasn't. It was just weird. Their relationship was weird. It's very weird. Okay. I'm gonna just ask about Elizabeth. Elizabeth only. Most I got Holy Spirit, guys. Did Elizabeth love her children? Okay, let's see what this is. Some message came out. Communication records, call records, instant messaging. Let me pull one more. So what I'm getting, you guys, I think she did love her. Love her. I'm sorry. She did love them, but I think that she really couldn't show them the love that she wanted to because she was in a very bad situation. So I don't know. I don't. She wasn't really able to be a mother to these kids at all because she was very mentally abused by her husband, and she just when you're mentally worn out, it's not much you can do for yourself, let alone 16 children. It's just honestly impossible. So I think she kind of gave up. She kind of gave up. I think she was in over her head. I don't think she really knew what to do. Most I got Holy Spirit, guys. Did Elizabeth love her children? Okay. Breakup came up. Okay. So walkaways, separation, end. I don't have the heart to say no, she didn't love her children. So I'm just gonna say that she okay. So in this picture, it's like a woman looking at a man. I think she loved Gary. I'm gonna just say that she loved the hell out of Gary, and Gary played a lot. Gary hurt her. Gary was abusive to her, but who she loved was Gary. Maybe that's why she stayed in that situation for so long, and had all these kids and didn't break away earlier. I think who she loved was Gary. That's who she loved, and in this picture it's like a broken shattered picture of two people, like it's a woman and a man. They're like looking down, their heads are touching, and they just look like, when I look at her, I look like she's holding on to something that's just not meant to be. It just looks like this woman is holding on to like a false dream. Yeah, the picture is broken, it's shattered. So I think when she did marry Gary, I think she was happy to be married. She loved him, and it just was a shattered dream. It just did not go how she planned. And I believe she had all these children in hopes that it would get better. And I think maybe when she was pregnant is when she got the most out of him. I think she felt like when she was pregnant, it was kindness that she was getting. But the reason why he was, I can't say I know why he was kind, but what she was getting from Gary is just, he knew she couldn't, he knew she wasn't going to go anywhere. I don't think he believed she could go anywhere. And I just don't think he was, it was genuine, you guys. I just think this man was just abusive, honestly. But who she loved was Gary. That's who she loved. Okay. But I feel like we got, okay. So Elizabeth, this is like definitely a story of, this woman went through a lot, you guys. She went through a lot. I couldn't imagine living in that house with all them people. I just couldn't imagine, you guys. It just seems crazy. So I'm gonna ask. Let's ask the Truth Oracle. Why did the house get that bad? How? Most I got Holy Spirit guides. Why and how did the house get that bad? How did it get that bad? Most I got. How did the house get that bad? How did it get that bad? Divine intervention. So what I'm getting for divine intervention, I feel like the cops coming to that house definitely was divine rescuing the children. I feel like God felt like was enough, and those kids needed to get out of the situation. So it was a very good thing that the cop showed up to that house, because it was a situation that her children needed to get out of. So divine intervention. So that was God stepping in and getting the kids out of that situation. Okay. So some things do happen, even though it seems very bad and horrible, but some things is led by God. And maybe that was the way for the kids to get out the situation, because the kids is the victim in the situation. So we're gonna ask one more time. Most I got Holy Spirit, guys. Let's ask. We're gonna ask this Amazon deck right here. Y'all don't want to wake my kids up. Most I got Holy Spirit, guys. Why did the house get this bad? Why did it get this bad? So doing too much, excessive, overindulging. I'm just getting a just. They were lazy. Yeah, it's a fat lady eating cotton candy. I think they became very lazy. What's that got Holy Spirit, guys? Okay, that's too many. Let's put one more on how did the house get that bad? How did the house get that bad? Once I got it. Okay, what is this? I'm not gonna take that card. I'm just not gonna take that card. So we're gonna come with I'm gonna think of a conclusion to end this. I feel like we got some pretty good information. We got some pretty good information. So most like our Holy Spirit, we're gonna end this asking, how does Elizabeth feel about her situation? How does she feel about her situation right now? We're gonna do our hidden truth deck. Okay, so most like God, Holy Spirit guides. How does Elizabeth Siders feel about her situation right now, as far as her children being taken away and her being in jail, in custody? How does she feel about her situation? Most like God, Holy Spirit guides. Okay. So divine timing came out. Wrong time, right time. I think that she knew this was coming, you guys. She knew it was coming. I think she knew that it wasn't right. That's why she hid her children. So I just feel like she felt like this was going to happen. It was just a matter of time that they were going to come and get those kids away from her. I think she knew it was wrong. She was just there. So she felt like, it is what it is. Like, I feel like she knew that this was going to happen. So in my head, my head is telling me, my intuition is telling me that Elizabeth Siders knew that this was going to eventually happen. It's like maybe she was waiting for it. She was waiting for the cops to probably to come up to her door, because she knew that she was in a situation that she was not going to be able to just keep hitting forever, Well, all right. That was Crime Chats, okay, with Just Breathe Oracles, okay. Thank you for tuning in. Ta-ta now.